Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me, Chanel?
Yes, I can.
How are you doing?
Well, how are you doing?
I am doing good. We are live streaming now. I am excited about tonight. You look beautiful as always.
Thank you. Same to you.
Good. So I am excited to have you on tonight. We have a special guest with us tonight, and I don't believe in prolonging the time because I want to respect her time as well as respect my time and what we have going on. It's been a busy day for me with service in church and family and all of that stuff. So we're going to get right to it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about why you're here and why I chose to invite Chanel to this broadcast. We are Tintswalo Catering. If you have never come across our page or seen any of our work, I am Chef Shakim Simmons. I'm the owner of Tintswalo Catering, Chef Shots of Some. But part of the extension of Tintswalo Catering is part of our wellness program. We believe in overall health and wellness. My belief is I believe that God desires us according to his word to be well. I think that sometimes we need that extra push from somebody or someone that's more educated in certain areas than we are. And I believe that we can be sharpened by people who we allow to sharpen us with their gifts. I chose Chanel to start off an introductory to our wellness club. That's one thing that we're going to talk about. Tintswalo has a private wellness club. And this is just to show you some things that we'll do in the wellness club. It's important to me to connect with people who believe the same thing that I believe. Chanel is a woman of faith. She believes in the same principles I believe in. And her testimony of her wellness journey is phenomenal. Okay. She's going to be teaching on something that I get a lot of inquiries about, just different things when people talking about micros and different things like that. Some people are like, what are you talking about? They throw up the hands, or either they're misinformed, right? But Chanel is not. She knows exactly what she's talking about. So I'm going to read her bio to you. I'm going to also drop information on how you can contact Chanel. It's funny because I had someone in my inbox say, you're sharing another person's information who's a personal trainer. Aren't you concerned that they're going to take your clients? I said, no. I said, because she's anointed in her area and I'm anointed in my area. And I have no problem allowing her on my platform because we have the same father. And I believe that there's something that I can get from this as well as something that she can probably get from me. Okay. So here's Chanel's bio, okay? Chanel has lost 130 pounds through micros and exercising. Chanel has a bachelor's in exercise science. She is an ACSM personal trainer, AFAA prenatal fitness instructor, and NASM macro coach. She took her passion for helping others and turned it into a business in 2020. Chanel business is called Fitnessbynellie. It's a completely online fitness and macro coaching business. Chanel helps busy women, moms, nurses lose weight and keep it off through macros and fitness. So you all, if you have any questions, definitely put them inside of the chat. If you have any questions for us during this, other than that, Chanel, I'm going to let you have your way. I'm going to be putting information through the stream. So you all, if you have questions for Chanel, you're more than welcome to ask her those questions, and I will be kind of prompting her through it. Have it, Chanel.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. So everyone is talking right now about macros, keto, clean eating, everything, you name it. What I specialize in is in macros. And the basic question is, what is macros? Okay. So macros is basically 3 parts. It's your carbs, your protein, your fats. Okay. Those are the big sources that our body use as far as energy, burning fat, repairing cells, building tissues, everything. You need all 3 of those sources in order to do everything that you need to do. And from that, we have calories, of course. You know, calories is energy that our body uses. So we have basic stuff that we have to do, kind of like wake up in the morning. That requires energy. going to sleep, using the restroom, walking, all that requires energy. And we get the energy from our calories. And so the bulk of our calories should be made up with the three major sources, like I had mentioned before, the carbs, the protein, the fats. I'm going to start with carbs because everyone talks about, oh, I can't be eating my carbs. I'm doing 20 carbs or 50 carbs. Da, 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 da. There's so much hype out there right now. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it'd be very frustrating to kind of figure out what's the right thing. So on average, we use carbs in order to fuel our bodies. That is the bulk of it. So when our bodies don't have enough carbs, it doesn't have the energy to go about its day. It starts to break down. For a short period of time, it's okay if you take out a little bit of carbs, not taking out all of your carbs. So for people who are macro calculating or tracking, whatever you like to call it, they have a specific number that they need to reach. And it's usually calculated for them by a coach like myself. And we will tell you, hey, you need to have 120 grams of carbs, you need to have 100 grams of protein and 60 grams of fats. And in your mind, you just probably heard those numbers like, wait, 120 what? Trust me, it absolutely works because your body, those calculations are based on you, your activity level, your age, your gender, your height. And then the most important thing right there is the activity level. So it wants to match your activity level and fuel it properly by giving you the right food sources, starting with your carbs. That's the most important thing. When our body has carbs and we go through the day and we work out and everything, it's pulling from our carbs to give us the energy that we need to go about doing. When we take out all carbs, like a lot of diets do, like keto, what ends up happening is you lose a little weight and you're like, oh, I feel great. I lost 20, 40 pounds. And then your body plateaus. It's no longer able to lose any weight, and it doesn't have the carbs. So now it's taking from other areas, and it causes your thyroid gland to deregulate. So if you've ever heard of hypothyroidism,
Yes.
a lot of people who have that tend to gain weight, and that's because of their thyroid is not working properly. And then also when you don't have carbs, your brain function starts to slow. You have a little brain fog, you're lethargic, you're tired, everything. So you must have carbs in your diet in order for you to do what you need to do. Next, protein. Rule of thumb basically for a lot of people for protein is having 0.8 grams per body weight. So you would take your body weight and you would times it by the 0.8, and that gives you how much protein that you need. And a lot of people think that they should eat only 50 grams or 100 grams. You got to give your body what it needs in order for it to perform its best. That is the biggest thing that you need to do. And then you go into your fats. People tend to always go over their fats because, let's face it, we enjoy food. And so a lot of foods that we enjoy are either going to be high in carbs or high in fat. People don't eat a lot of carbs because they have in their minds that carbs are bad, but they'll go over on their fat. Like, for instance, a lot of people don't realize, like, peanut butter. Oh, it's healthy if I have a peanut butter, like, in a smoothie, or I put some peanut butter in my granola. Peanut butter has a lot of fat. If you ever really focus in on the food labels, that is the biggest key for any weight loss, weight gain, toning, burning fat, is that food label. And if you look at the total amount of fat in any type of peanut butter, almond butter, it's actually pretty high in fat, almost going from 15 grams all the way up to 18 grams. You're going to find just 2 tablespoons of peanut butter or almond butter. That's a lot. A lot of people who range, let's say, from 180 pounds to 250, their max fat is 65 grams a day, max. And if you just use 2 tablespoons of peanut butter and you just took 18, I mean, you got to kind of think about what you want in your day. So the biggest thing with macros is tracking your carbs, tracking your proteins, and tracking your fats. So now you're like, how do I go about tracking, and what exactly does it mean when I say tracking? So once you know what you're supposed to eat, when you know your carb amount, when you know your protein and your fat, you track it. The best way that I have found that's successful for most people and myself is using an app, kind of like MyFitnessPal. You can actually set your goal for the day, of how many carbs and protein and fats that you eat, and you just log every meal in each day. That's basically simple. It seems tedious. It seems like it might be time consuming. It's really not. Once you get used to doing it, you automatically know, okay, this has this much carbs, this has this much fat, and you go about your day. It takes less than 5 minutes. We spend more time on social media. We can totally get on there and calculate and put our stuff into our MyFitnessPal. Other things that are helpful with macros is a weight scale. Having a weight scale allows you to weigh your food. Some people kind of eyeball it, yeah, if it's in my palm, my hand, that's good enough. Uh, our palms are all different sizes, and I know I have a large palm, so I can fit a lot. So not just using your palm, but actually weigh your food out. You know, how much ounces is the chicken that you're eating, or how much ounces is the steak and the pork and everything else. Same thing with pastas. You know, measuring out things ahead of time before you consume it will save you a lot of time. So definitely a food scale is one of them. Tracking your food into a MyFitnessPal is another thing that I find to be very um, important to do. And along with all of that, you want to keep in mind that you have a goal that is specific to you. A lot of times we get on social media and we see this person's lost 50 pounds and this person's lost 30 pounds. We're all like, why me? Why me? What am I doing wrong that I can't? Every body type is different. You know, you don't know exactly what she's eating. And so you kind of have to find something that's specific to your needs, your wants, and your goals. And macros, I think, is so perfect for that because it calculates it based on you. You know, for me, I'm a competitive power lifter, so my protein needs might be a lot higher than your protein needs. But the biggest thing to take away is you need all three macros in order for you to lose weight. Once you get the calculation down, the weight starts to come off, the body fat starts to decrease, your clothes fit better, your energy levels up, you're not lethargic, you have energy, and it brings so much life to you to be feeling good about yourself and to just feel good in general. You know, counting calories seems tedious. With macros, it's not so much the calorie count that you have to really worry or be concerned about. It's literally just the macros. So, for instance, you have 200 carbs, you have 130 protein, and let's do 60 grams of fat. So, what I go about doing in a normal day for any of my clients is I like to pre log my food the night before. For me, it makes it so much simpler. I used to take Sundays, you know, I would go to church, I would come home, lay out all my food containers on my stove, and I would cook batches of chicken and shrimp and steak and tuna, and I would put in my little meal containers. By Friday, I really didn't want to eat 7 day old or 5 day old chicken. It's not appealing. So, what I have learned that works best for me is the night before I get out my phone, I pull up MyFitnessPal, and I look and say, okay, I got this much carbs I need to eat, this much protein, this much fat. And then I pick food to fill that. And so a lot of times people think, I can't have a cookie. I can't have ice cream. Oh, pasta's a no. And heaven forbid you have white bread. I think the biggest thing with macros is you can eat whatever you like as long as it fits your numbers. It's that simple. So 200 grams of carbs. You can have a bagel. Eat your bagel. You want a sandwich? Eat your sandwich. You know, you want to have your pasta. I will say the biggest thing with pastas is that they're higher in carbs. So most people fill up their entire plate with just pasta. That's probably going to be anywhere from 8 to 10 ounces worth of pasta. And if you are looking at your food label, it's going to show you about 42 grams of carbs per serving. And here's the kicker. The serving size is only 2 ounces, and you just put 10. So there goes all your carbs. So it's about picking wisely and measuring out your food. But you can have your, you know, your bagel. You can still have your white bread. You can have, gosh, you really can have anything. I think once you start tracking macros, it becomes so second nature that you don't really think about it. You kind of know how things work and you just kind of go with the flow about your day. The hardest thing I think for a lot of women is the protein. The protein, it's because you think of meat. And a lot of women don't want to sit there and eat chicken all day long and grilled chicken, this and that. But it doesn't always have to be meat based. There are vegans that do macros and they, cottage cheese. They do beans. They do Greek yogurts, things like that. And you just measure out, for half a cup of cottage cheese, that's like 16 grams of protein. And you just add everything in every single day to reach your goal. And it becomes, like I said earlier, it becomes second nature of choosing the right food. Now, even though I said that you can have white bread and pastas and everything, eat whatever you want, you're fueling your body. So you do want to put in the best sources. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to always go out to Wendy's, but if it's your macros, okay, true. But if you feed your body garbage, then your body starts to feel not so great. It feels like garbage. It's no energy, it's lethargic. So even though you're tracking your macros and that Wendy's fit in it, maybe choose something else. And yes, you can have fast food counting your macros. I love Chick-fil-A, and I probably go Chick-fil-A 2, 3 times a month. But before I go, I logged ahead of time that those chicken nuggets I can have with my chicken noodle soup, and I can get the kale salad. Boom. It doesn't have to be so hard. Pre-logging is a really good idea to help you be successful. If you know that you're going out to dinner or lunch, look it up ahead of time what they have to offer and just pick different meals or food items that will fit into your macros. That is the biggest thing. I'm not saying all the other diets out there are bad diets, but having all three sources of those carbs, proteins, and fats is the best thing you can do. Protein, I talked a little bit about carbs and how if you don't have it, it deregulates your thyroid, and also it takes away the blood glucose the glucose that's in your brain. All that is swimming around our body, and when you take that out, your body doesn't function the way it does. Protein is not just for muscle gain and strength and things like that. It's also helped to rebuild tissues. So for instance, if you are actually exercising and you're lifting, or even if you're doing cardio, your body breaks down tissues. In order to form new tissues, you need to have protein. Protein is vital for wound healing. It's good for muscle building, tissue repair, all that. So protein is a must. I can't tell you how many times I stress protein, 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 more so than carbs, because everyone's gonna eat your carbs. I mean, carbs are in bags of chips, carbs are in nuts, carbs are in everything. But you gotta make sure you're adding protein too. And then last is fat. Fat is found in basically everything. I had talked earlier about the peanut butter, almond butter, but also you gotta think about your olive oil. We've got such a hype of, oh, olive oil is so much healthier for me, yay. Once again, you gotta check into the food label to see how many how many grams of fat is in that 2 tablespoons. When it comes to fats, it's usually 2 tablespoons for every serving. So you got to make sure you're paying attention to your food labels. It says the calories, the carbs, the fat, the saturated fat, all that. You want to make sure that you are paying attention to what's on the food labels when you go about tracking your macros. That's one of the most important things that I have learned, because counting calories is great, but you have a goal. You got to make sure you meet that goal. And a lot of times people are hearing about 1,500 calorie diets. I don't know if you know this or not, but 1,500 calories, that is enough to fuel an 8-year-old boy. 8-year-old boy. Most of us are grown adults. So sticking at a 1,500 calorie is not giving our bodies what we need to function every single day. So a lot of times some coaches will put people on the 1,200 calorie diet, the 1,500 calorie diet, and they lose weight. You feel great. Yeah, I've lost 20 pounds. And then you plateau. Because now your metabolism knows what you're doing. It knows that you've been starving it. So now it's like, I'm not doing it. So it starts to hold on to every single thing that you eat. So those type diets are not good for long term. Most people who are trying to lose weight burn fat, get tone, they're eating 1,600 all the way up to 2,000 calories. And I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but you have to realize that those calories are broken down into their macros. So they have a specific amount of carbs, protein, fats that they get out of that 2,000 calorie diet. Once again, is specific to their particular needs. So that's the gist of macros and everything, and the importance of checking, the basic things. Food scale is definitely one of those things that you definitely should get. So you kind of know what what your food is measuring. I would definitely say the easiest thing is using an app. Back in the day, we didn't have the app, and we just kind of wrote everything down, and then you lose your notebook. So using an app like MyFitnessPal is free. It actually you can set up a goal, and it helps remind you, hey, you need to log your lunch, you need to log your dinner. The premium version is like $20 a month or something like that. And it actually has your goals based on macros as well. So that is a really good thing that I always use when it comes to anything. But macros is just something I feel is very sustainable for most people, because it allows you to still eat the foods that you love. You don't have to give up your ice cream. I think every single night, well, that's a lie. A couple times a week, I probably have a Twix ice cream bar because it fits into my macros. When you start to deprive your body of things that it naturally wants, it gets a lot harder for you to maintain that particular diet. You don't want to deprive yourself. Just making sure, though, that the food that you're eating fits along those lines. And that is usually what it's all about, is finding something that fits along those lines.
I think this is amazing. First of all, I am a advocate user of my scale. Okay.
Yeah.
I have my scale in the kitchen. And one thing I try to tell people when they come to us as clients for meal prepping is be honest with yourself. Right. I think people always fail with meal prepping because they've convinced themselves they can eat grilled chicken 7 days a week. Right. And then by the third day, they like, I don't want this no more. Right. So meal prepping is supposed to be to give you variety. You can prep and have variety and still eat. You don't have to have grilled chicken or shrimp 7 days a week and have green beans, chicken, whatever, the same exact meal, because you're going to get bored with it. You're going to get to a day like, I don't want this no more. And then I'm kind of done with it. Right. So this is very informative information. So we have a question. So the question that Chantanelle has, Chantanelle is one of my sister friends. She's asking, what veggies have protein and iron? So can you recommend some veggies to her that you would say would be good for protein and iron?
That's a good question. So I always use MyFitnessPal for everything. And it's really hard because veggies are going to have more carb base. I mean, veggies is basically carb. They have a very little amount of protein in it. So I usually have a list of things that I give people that shows, but I'm actually going to check, see on my files what I would recommend too for people to eat. I usually don't restrict or anything like that when it comes to you shouldn't eat this particular veggie and you shouldn't eat that particular veggie. I kind of leave it open because veggies is a great fuel source for your carbs. Broccoli is great for iron as well as fiber. Green beans, not the saute ones that your mom made you that has the olive oil all on it and the butter and all that kind of stuff. Keeping things very simple like that is a good source. Let's see what else. Asparagus is really good for iron as well. Those are the big ones that I would say have the most protein and iron, especially iron in them. Also, veggies have a lot of calcium in them, but calcium isn't one of the ones that you're kind of focusing on as far as that. There's chickpeas. Chickpeas has a lot of iron in it, actually. Lima beans, green beans, those would be the ones that have the most protein as well as iron in them.
So, Chantanelle, you asked a question about the keto. She talked about the keto earlier and talked about how it began to affect you when you just doing keto and you just get to this place and you plateau. That's why I always talk to you all about the keto diet and say, don't let that be a fad that you see that people are doing and think it works for you, because you may lose some weight, right? But are you going to be consistent and work with that? I'm about being transparent with what works for you. My weight loss journey, Chanel's weight loss journey, they are not the same. They won't look alike, right? Because my body takes something different than hers. She weight lifts competitively, right? Long story, I met Chanel at the YMCA when I first moved here. So that is how I know her, taking Zumba classes together. But nevertheless, you have to know what works for you. One reason why I brought her in here into this and to talk about the wellness group, what we do is that we want to offer you resources that's going to be helpful to you. We don't want to just give you information with no potential person you can reach out to help you with that. Yes, Chantanelle, her information here, I am dropping her Instagram there at the bottom. Yes, she does do consultations and she can help you get in line with your macros. So you would just need to reach out to her. I will give you all her information so that you can set up a consultation with her. And be able to get that on that program that works for you. Her wellness journey is, I followed it for a long time, right? 150 pounds doing it the natural way. She's not starving her body. She's not over here, just saying, being realistic, like, I'm not going to eat ice cream anymore. I'm not going to touch cookies no more. She's telling you that you can have things in moderation, but it needs to fit into your constructive plan. So all of this that we're talking about is planning, prepping, understanding your body type, being honest with yourself, right? I always say that. Be honest with yourself. Get you some real accountability partners in your life. These are some people who are going to be like, listen, I've told y'all about this. We talk about this all the time. It's going to be somebody who'll be like, now you fell off yesterday, right? You can't go by Krispy Kreme because the hot light is on today. Yesterday you was like, I've had a bad day. Okay, we all have them. But if you keep on having a bad day and you stopping in Krispy Kreme, then we need to have a conversation. Like what's going on? So part of the wellness group, Chanel is kicking off introductory to what you would get into the wellness group, because these streams will not always be on our Tintswalo page, right? It will be inside of our group. She will be coming back talking to us. She would talk to us about lifting weights and doing different things. So this is not the last time you'll see her, but I definitely want you to reach out to her if you are in need of what she has to offer. We ain't on here trying to pimp nobody's gift. If you contact Chanel, that's a service fee and a consultation fee. So she can talk to you about that in private. Please follow her on her Instagram. Reach out to her on Instagram. I will also drop her other information here so that you can follow her and follow her journey. Another question is, once your macros are in place, how long does it typically take to see a change in energy in your body?
That's a great question. So for most people, I'm going to be completely honest. The first week you're going to do it, you're probably not going to like it, simply because you've got to get used to tracking your macros. Okay. So the first week, some people actually see a gain, and that's because their body's like, what's going on? By the second week of you consistently tracking it, you're going to notice a pound, maybe a pound and a half. Some people, it might be 2 pounds, simply because it depends how much weight they have to lose. By the time you have done it consistently for 4 weeks, you're going to notice it yourself, that your pants are going to feel better, your waist feels a little slimmer, and that scale should have gone down anywhere from 4 to 8 pounds. I've had clients who have done it for 4 weeks and they've lost 10 pounds. And then I've had clients that have done it for 12 weeks and they've lost 16 pounds. So it really depends on the consistency, but by 4 weeks, you're going to notice a physical difference in your physique.
So this is information that I want you all, just don't, the part of the wellness group is we're going to focus on the whole you, right? So Chanel is talking from a perspective of you need structure. That's just the bottom line to it. macros, you need structure. It's going to require you to be disciplined. It's going to require you to have a good tracking system. She recommend my fitnessPal. She talked to you all about a scale. If you have a scale, if you don't have one, then weigh in your food, because everyone's palm of the hand is different. So your palm of the hand may hold a whole steak and potato. I don't know, right? But if that's not what you're supposed to have, she talked about simple things like, oh, I'm just going to have me a couple spoons of peanut butter. Then your fat is gone for today. Okay. So you need to sit down and have this transparent conversation and let her know where you are and see what she can do to help you, because she has a track record of being efficient in what she do. She's a living example. You can go to her social media, follow her. You can see her journey. You'll see her lifting weight. You'll see the kids in the garage with her while she lifting, honey. She be out here doing what she do. Like the busy, that's why she said the moms, the busy wives, those who feel like, okay, I don't have time to do it. She's talking to you, right? She's basically eliminating your excuses when you say, I don't have time to do it. Yeah, you do. Do you want to do it is what we're talking about now. So the wellness part of that journey is having people like Chanel in our wellness group that's going to give you sound information and be informative with you, right? We're going to have mental health, behavioral health team to come in and talk with you, because sometimes we need a little bit more than that. Sometimes we can just get to a place that we just shut down. It could be you've gotten frustrated with yourself. It could be lack of self-esteem. It could be you being discouraged along the way. And sometimes we can use encouragement from different ways and from different people, because I may not be the one that can encourage you. There may be somebody else that can give it to you a little bit better than I can give it to you. But trust me, if they come into the Tintswalo Wellness Group, one, they've already been tried by the Spirit. I've already prayed about it. And I'm not going to bring anybody in here that does not believe what I believe. Okay, that's not what we're going to do. It's going to be somebody that's going to be able to tell you, okay, I love you now, but we ain't eating all this stuff all the time. So even with me knowing Chanel, I'm going to be like, Chanel, listen, I need some help. Okay. Because along with my juicing program and along with my meal prepping, there are some things I've never counted macros before. I've never done that before. So what if that is the missing element in me continuing to reach my wellness journey? Inside of my class with the Art Institute, we've gone through this. We've talked through this. I know the structure of it. But sometimes the coach needs a coach. Sometimes the wellness personnel needs somebody else, right? Sometimes that's just like if you're an accountant. My husband is an accountant from 9 to 5, but we have an accountant. Sometimes a different set of eyes are differently than yours can be really a big help to you. So I just want to say, go to her. Yes, Takesha, download your MyFitnessPal again. She's going to give you some instructions on what you need to have. Go to her Instagram. Her Instagram is, I put it there. It is at fitnessbynellie. You can find her there on Instagram. Takesha and Chantanelle said they just followed you on Instagram. Chantanelle said she has already reached out to you. So listen, that's right, Miss Cassandra. The coach needs a coach. We do, because I'm not in this to do it by myself. People who come in this wellness group, you're going to be working out. I told you today is just a kickoff, right? You'll be working out. You're going to have some structure in here. We're going to give you truth. We're going to give you transparency. You're going to have some counselors in here to say, hey, get yourself together. What's going on? Let's talk through some things, because there's been times in my life that I ate because of how I was feeling or what was going on with me. And I didn't know how to process that, right? That was a real place for me. And so sometimes people need to break past certain barriers before they can get to understanding their wellness plan. Some people can just jump right in, and then some people it's pretty much like, I don't know. I don't even know where to start. But I told Chanel to start you all in kindergarten tonight. That was my conversation. I said, start them as if they've never heard anything about this before, so that people can understand that I don't have to be proficient in this. I just need to have a willing heart and be teachable. so that I can open myself up to learn. Okay. So that is what we're going to be talking about in the wellness group. We're going to be doing exercise. We're going to be eating right. We're going to be doing meal prepping. People like Chanel, this will not be the last time. She will be back talking again about this, because this is y'all introductory to this, right? So if you see her again, that means you're in the wellness group. Okay. So that means that you're in the wellness group if you see her again, or unless you reach out to Chanel and you set up a consultation with her on this, which I encourage you to do, because I'm going to do the same. Okay. I'm going to do it. So I'm encouraging you all to do it. I'm a personal believer that God does not put people in our lives just for naught, right? He's giving you answers to some of the questions you may have. Some of you be like, I don't know why I've got to this place and I've just flatlined. I can't move this. I've lost 10 pounds and I'm stuck. The scale is stuck, right? And I saw someone posted there that they just flatline. The scale is not moving. Try a different approach. Try a different approach. So y'all have Chanel's information. Definitely, we talk about accountability partners all the time. And sometimes the accountability partners can't be the people who you know. It can't be the people who you chatted up with on the phone every day, or, hey girl, hey, what you doing? Because they won't always tell you the truth. Now, they should tell you the truth because they love you. But sometimes the accountability partner needs to be someone that you don't know, that's just going to have a clear path with you and be able to say, okay, so why are you not exercising? Okay, what's going on? Okay, I was there before, but start here. Start at this place. But other than that, Chanel, do you have anything else that you want to say to the beautiful people on our Tintswalo page tonight?
Well, I want to say thank you very much for listening to me. I know sometimes I kind of talk because I have a lot of information I like to share. And it's great to have a platform like this that you can just share information. There's so much stuff going on out there and it kind of can get confusing. So to be able to share this with you guys tonight, it makes me very happy. Health and wellness is something that I'm greatly passionate about, helping people. And it's funny enough, you had said, when you start to plateau, you need to change it. And my mother-in-law was just saying that before I came on here tonight, was all of her clothes are loose, all of her clothes, but the scale is not moving. The scale doesn't determine what you're worth. That doesn't mean everything. It's about what she was saying earlier, the whole body, your mind, mental, emotional, physical. It's all of it. So don't get so, plugged into that scale. Think about the overall feel that you're feeling,
Yeah. And Pearl, yes, she is on Facebook. For those of you who do not have Instagram, I will give you her information on how to reach her on Facebook as well. If she has a number that she wants to text me, or if you want me to share your information, I can. I would give you her email address and that information, and you all can reach out to her on how to schedule a consultation with her. But I would encourage you to take advantage of the opportunity to get better at understanding where you are and where you should be. Okay. You all know that I talk about juicing and about understanding your body and being accountable and what you're doing and how you're eating. Yes. But this is another level of structure right here, right? Tap into it. Okay. Reach out to her. They say they have followed you. Listen, I want y'all to use her services, not just because I consider her to be a friend of mine, right? But because she's knowledgeable about what she's doing and she understands it. And she's not only do she understand it, she's an example of her own work. She's an example of her work. So when you see her, she's not telling you a plan that has not worked. She's giving you plans that have worked. And she's a testament of her own. Like I tell people that when you see that the juicing has worked for me, I was the first beneficiary of that. Mm-hmm. It really wasn't for anybody else. It was just a discipline structure for me that, God allowed to be a blessing to other people. But it was for me first. The trial and error was for me first. And then it became a blessing to other people. So you all have her information. Definitely, I'm going to put it all in here again for you. Follow her on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, Miss Pearl, I will give you her information on Facebook so that you can follow her. And I'm expecting to get some good reports, right? I'm gonna be telling my truth too. I'm gonna be like, I don't even know what Chanel talking about. So I just be talking out over here, right? I just be talking out. And I just be like, what did she tell you? Because some of my tribal members, I call them on here, like Takesha and Chantanelle, and then Miss Cassandra behind. I be like, what did she tell you? I be like, man, listen. I be like, I don't know. I got to get myself together today. So I'm going to be reaching out for my consultation because I want to get better and more efficient at what works for me, along with what I'm doing. Right? You can be doing things that work for you, but there could be another added benefit if you learn how to count your macros correctly and understanding that process, and don't be thinking that keto works for everyone. But you should have been on the broadcast earlier when she was telling you about this keto quote diet that people have adapted to and have completely cut carbs. So you will need to go back and rewatch that. It'll be here for you. And she told you from a medical perspective that you cutting all your carbs ain't what you should be doing. Okay? All right. So if y'all don't have any more questions for Chanel, y'all go follow her on her Instagram. Go follow her. Reach out to her. I will drop her information. Do you want to give them any other way to contact you, Chanel, besides your Instagram?
You're welcome. I have on Facebook. I have Fitness by Nellie as well as a group. You can contact me through that as well. And I just want to let you know that all consultations I do all the time. They're free of charge. I just want to talk to you, basically. I think free information is good information, and it's great to answer questions. There's sometimes I may not know the answer, but I will definitely find the answer and get back to you.
So now you have no excuses to get this free consultation, right? Okay, get the free consultation. And then if you want to move a little further and want her to help you get some stuff together, then run her coins, okay? All right. We believe in blessing people when they are a blessing to us, right? She is not on here. That's why I tell people when you come into the wellness group, the membership fee that we're charging the wellness group is $19. That's not nothing compared to the amount of information that she just gave you. We sow seeds into the people that come into our wellness group. We don't just have them come in here and just give you information and we don't be a blessing to them. So just what she's giving you in this last 41 minutes is enough information for you to say, okay, that's something I need or something I don't need. If that's not something you feel like you need, it's not for you. It may not be for everyone, but it's definitely for me. All right. So listen, y'all have an amazing rest of the day. Thank you, Chanel. I'm going to go ahead and let Chanel go, but y'all have an amazing, y'all tell Chanel bye and definitely reach out to her. Chanel, thank you. And I will talk to you in a little bit. Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a great one.
All right. Bye-bye. So Chanel, came in and gave you all some information. It was very informative information. Okay. I enjoy bringing people into our platform that can not just give you information, but give you strategy on how to use the information. Having information with no strategy, you're missing out. Okay. Get the information, apply it to what works for you. All right. This is not going to be for everyone. It may not be for you. Okay. I was telling or sharing on the beginning of the broadcast that someone in my inbox said, I can't believe you're going to invite another wellness personnel on your page. She may steal your clients. And my response is, I know my gift and I operate well in it. Right? I have no problem, and neither am I jealous of what Chanel has to offer. Chanel is a friend of mine. I've known her for at least over 6 years now. And she's knowledgeable about what she does. And if she has something that can be beneficial to those who are in our wellness club, then definitely I want her to be able to come by and share it. And she's a sweetheart, right? But she's going to help get you straight. This is, we're streaming now actually in Tintswalo Catering's page, but also in our wellness group. If you are not in our wellness group, this is the type of hands-on information that you'll be missing. Next week, we will actually have one of a good friend of mine who is actually a behavioral health provider. She's going to actually come in and talk to you all from a perspective that I think that we all need to reevaluate is What's your it factor? Sometimes we can say, oh, it was this person, or it was this incident, or it was this, or it was this, or it was that. But then we have never mentally tapped into what's our it factor. Just like I tell people all the time, when I send out questionnaires to you to talk to you about your juicing journey or your wellness journey or your meal plan journey, then it's open conversation and dialogue. Like, what do you want from this wellness coaching? What are your expectations? Because I may want something from you that you don't want for yourself. So we have to get unified in understanding that everybody's journey doesn't look the same, right? Perfect. It doesn't look the same. But now that we understand that our journeys are different, but we have a goal, which is living our life fully, to live our life healthy, to be healed, to be whole, so that we can do what we need to do, so we can be better wives, we can be better mothers, so we can be better in our ministry, our marriage, and in the marketplace, right? All around. We're eliminating excuses. In Tintswalo Wellness Club, we are eliminating your excuses. So if you sent a request for us to be a part of the Wellness Club, we coming for you, right? We are eliminating your excuses. And yes, it will cause you to have to invest in yourself. It will cause you have to say, maybe this is part of my self-care package for the month, right? Because self-care is important. I went through a mentoring with a co-pastor at Open Door Mentoring Camp. And honey, my edges is just not growing back. I was snatched up the first day. I was like, I didn't want to cry on the screen, but I was snatched all the way up. What do you do for self-care? Well, I go to the nail shop. What? Honey, I didn't even have no self-care. So part of this is self-care. This should be part of your self-care. This should be part of what you want to do to better yourself. I want to be better in my marriage, in ministry, and in the marketplace. I don't want to be tired. I don't want to have any unwanted parasites in my body. I don't want to have any diseases lying dormant. I don't want to be having generational curses that are trying to sneak up on me because I'm not disciplined in what I do. I want to be better all the way around the board. And in the Wellness Club, if you come into the Wellness Club, we've talked about it, right? It's $19 a month in the Wellness Club. But in the Wellness Club, this is the type of information you get in the Wellness Club, okay? We ain't coming to play over here. There's no excuses over here. If you don't want accountability, then the Wellness Club may not be for you, but it's for somebody, okay? So one of the things that I want to share with you that we gave out with our detox packages for those that wanted them are these beauties right here. Oh, this looks amazing. Look at this. Wheatgrass shots. Let me tell you about this. Okay, wheatgrass shots. Let me see. Co-pastor. Co-pastor's on here. Hey, co-pastor. Wheatgrass shots. Okay, let me talk to you about this wheatgrass shot. Wheatgrass is a natural source of B12. It is one of those things you can drink. It has a little sweet taste to it. Honey, it'll have you just like sitting up at attention because it's a natural B12 shot. Sometimes people go and they get B12 shots because they are energy deficient or different things like that, or they need a little boost them up. I've had them before, but wheatgrass is a form of a natural B12 shot. Is a natural energy. I like to describe it when I drink it as pretty much like a liquid IV. I can literally feel it infiltrating my veins when I'm drinking wheatgrass shots. Yes, Takesha. Okay, wheatgrass shots. This is something. So you can go to like your nature corners, your different places, your nature markets, and just say, hey, just let me have a wheatgrass shot. I used to go all the time before I got into the juicing. Takesha, I'm not going to be bringing wheatgrass shots to Revival. Now, y'all can come to Revival to 6025 Mableton Parkway on Thursday, okay? I put the flyer up in here earlier this week. I'll share it again. But I may slide you a few of them after church because you're probably going to need them, okay? Co-pastor, yes. This is 4 ounces of wheatgrass, right? And so I'm going to give these to some people. They know who they are, right? And listen, this is what we need to do. We need to be very mindful of building up our system. Our system has to be prepared to be defensive. It has to be able to stand up and build a wall of defense during this time of COVID and being mindful of our overall health and wellness. Although you may get the macro training from Chanel, or you may even get structured juicing from us or meal prepping from us, guess what? As your body is ridding things that it should not have, you need to be building up a defense in your body, whether it's with drinking wheatgrass shots, whether it's having ginger shots. I take ginger shots. This is like fresh ginger. Ginger is potent. It'll be like, it'll choke you out. Right? Seriously, ginger is strong, right? So if you're not used to handling, or you're a babe to ginger, I put it in juice. So I kind of hide it a little bit for people. But they don't even understand that they're getting it. Ginger in its raw form looks like this. This is what ginger actually looks like in its raw form before we actually juice it, okay? So any ingredients that we put inside our juice, whether it's ginger, whether it's turmeric, whether it's dandelion, whether it's papaya, all these different things that we put inside of our juices, they're all natural. And then those that are coming over into the wellness group, you all will be getting a welcome packet of our tea. Woo! This tea right here, I'm coming for something with this tea right here, okay? You'll get 2 different packages of this tea when you come into the Wellness Club as a welcome gift, okay? Now, let's talk about what's inside of this tea, okay? This is the herbal tea blend. It's called the Swamp Brew. Now, don't worry about how it's going to look in the pot when you steeping it, okay? Don't worry about that, because you about to miss God, okay? It's ground bush, lemon, lemongrass, lime, and orange zest, okay? You're going to steep this, and you're going to be drinking you some tea, okay? And you're going to be throwing these wheatgrass shots back. Some of y'all done had some stuff stronger than wheatgrass shots, right? I ain't been saved all my life, okay? Okay. This is the herbal tea. This is the immunity booster tea right here, okay? This tea, along with your juicing and along with your wheatgrass, is going to help boost your immune system, okay? It's going to help build up a wall of defense. So every time you go and you're detoxing your system, guess what? You sometimes rid your body of good probiotics, right? So guess what you need to do? You need to put healthy things back in, because sometimes along the way we'll lose some of our good probiotics, and so we have to build them back up, okay? So this is what you need to have, okay? Inside of here is chamomile, elderberry, ginger, lemon, lemongrass, lime, mint, echinacea, and orange. This is about to get your whole system all the way together. This is what I found. This is what I found right here. And it's true. And I don't care how you dress it up. I don't care how you put sugar on it. People, our African-American people, suffered greatly in this COVID battle. Okay? Why? Because we had pre-existing conditions, some pre-existing conditions that people didn't even know they had that was exposed during COVID. Why? Because your immune system got attacked so hard and your body didn't even know what to do. It didn't know whether to fight or flight. And in some cases, a lot of cases, it took flight. So now, even if you're not dealing with anything, if you feel like, okay, you know what, I've been good, yes, pray. I'm praying, but faith without work is DEAD, okay? I'm going to pray and I'm going to keep myself anointed, but I'm going to build up my system. I'm going to continue my juicing regimen. I'm going to drink these teas. I don't care how y'all look at them teas, because some of y'all about to get some of them this week, okay? And I'm going to talk to you about how to make the tea, right? So you're going to be like, I'm going to talk to you about to make this tea. And some of y'all, I'm going to watch you drink these wheatgrass shots, because y'all will be taking the stuff and then you be over here sipping. Like, you be like, this is what you be doing. This is mine, so I'm going to drink. And, okay, and they're coming in these little glass bottles, okay? They're going to come in these little glass bottles. Why? Because they'll last in these glass bottles about 14 days. Okay, if I put them inside some little plastic containers, they're going to go flat. These glass bottles right here, these are 100% glass bottles, and they will come in here. So if you're going to have a detox where you're going to have like a 5-day detox, then you should be. It's an additional cost, okay? You should have a wheatgrass shot every morning before you start your juicing. Because when you want to go in here and you want to go to Starbucks like me and say good morning, and they say, hey, Miss Simmons, how are you doing, Mrs. Simmons? I'll be like, hi, because they know me over here at Starbucks, right? That's my business. Judge yourself. And I'll be like, give me this grande caramel macchiato with extra caramel drizzle, right? And they say, okay, it's ready. Mm-hmm. The people know me over there at Starbucks, right? I got my own cup, and I even bought stock over there in Starbucks. Judge yourself, because my husband told me, Mr. Accountant told me, he over there giving me the side eye now, but it's the truth, because I be listening, right? He was like, well, you go there so much, you just might, like, I just need to get you some stock, because if you're going to go over there that much, you should be benefiting from more than one way of drinking coffee every day. Well, I ain't going to stop going. So I probably should get some, right? So I do have stock over there. That's the truth, right? He be taking me down through there with these accounting numbers. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll be like, my spirit is not trying to be rebellious, but I'm trying to figure out why my Starbucks allowance is part of this conversation. Okay? Right. So if you're going to be getting detox packages from us, I'm going to be recommending wheatgrass shots. Wheatgrass shots, take them. I used to give them to people who are going to drink them on the spot. I would put them in something like a little souffle cup like this, okay? And then they would still be like, oh my gosh, that's too much. COVID is too much too. That's too much too. Drink the wheatgrass shots and stop complaining, okay? Drink it, get your system built up, build up a wall of defense. Monitor what you are eating. Be mindful of what you're eating, okay? If you're going to be cutting down on certain things, cut down on it. But we're going to be talking from a lot of different things, a lot of different perspectives. Your overall health and wellness, your mental health, that is important, right? Because sometimes some people need a little extra help. Now, that may not be your portion, but it's somebody's portion. So you may need some extra help. You may need to be over here and open door mentor and trying to figure out what is your why. Because I listen, I'm telling you, this is the God honest truth right here. So I was in the open door mentor, and this is the truth right here. So I told my husband, I said, I'm just gonna go down here in the basement so I can do my mentoring sessions, because I need to get myself together, because I felt it was going to be a little heavy, right? And so I was a big girl. I had a mentoring session on my birthday, right? So it started in January, and I was on the mentoring session on my birthday. I got out of the mentoring session, and he said, you ready to go to dinner? I said, I can't go nowhere. I can't do it. He's like, huh? I said, I don't want to go nowhere. He said, what's wrong with you? I said, I don't want to go nowhere. I just don't want to go nowhere. Done. My whole life had been snatched up in one session. Sometimes you need somebody that's going to help you figure out your why. And if your why is stopping you from living your best life and living a healthy life, because sometimes it's a mental thing. Sometimes it can be low self-esteem. Sometimes it can be how people talk to you. Sometimes it can be you trying to live up to the image of somebody else. So many things we can compare ourselves to, other people, other things, looking on social media, looking on TV, trying to feel like you want to be a size 6 when you're a size 16 right now. Well, maybe the 6 may be in your mind. All right. Okay. I'm going to drink my wheatgrass shots. I ain't just telling y'all this. I'm going to drink my wheatgrass shot, and some of y'all going to get some of them this week. And I'm probably going to have to stand there and be like, go ahead and drink one of them. Let me see you get it down. Blessing. And then we can move on, right? Because then you're going to be like, I'm drinking my wheatgrass shot, and you'll start noticing that it's literally that bolt of energy that you need in the morning. You get up, you have your 8 ounces of water. You're going to have your wheatgrass shot. You're going to drink some of this good old tea. And then you're going to have you a good old detox drink and go on about your day. Have you a nice little salad and move on. We talked about last week about the benefits of a raw food diet, right? What do I say when I say raw food? It ain't cooked. It's not cooked. It ain't steamed. It ain't cooked. So that means if you have broccoli, it's raw broccoli. You ain't gonna blanch it. See, some of y'all try to get real deep with this. Oh, well, I didn't really cook it. I just blanched it. You cooked it. Blanching it means you cooked it, okay? Okay. So we talked about the benefits of a raw food diet. Most of you all abuse vegetables. You abuse them because you cook the life out of kale. Kale done turned brown and it's supposed to be green. You done killed it. All the nutrients that you were supposed to get out of it is dead. It done died in this pot where you done had. Y'all see this pot back here on this stove? Listen. It done died in here. Okay? This kale done died in here because you done cooked it for 6 hours and smoked it with some turkey and the kale is dead. So all you have is a pot full of green leaves that are not benefiting you, and you think you doing it. No, you have abused this kale, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Okay? So what you should do is, if you're going to have a raw food diet, one, there's so many benefits. Okay, we talked about the benefits of fasting. We talked about how fasting has the ability to heal the body. Okay, people don't want to talk about fasting. It's structure and it's discipline, and it's basically you telling your body when it's having a temper tantrum, because your body tends to act out sometimes. Meaning, when I'm detoxing and I don't go to Starbucks, right? I just try not to drive past it. Now you can say what you want to say. I just try to find an alternate route because I'm not gonna tempt my flesh. I'm just like, Father, now you know. We both know, right? So I'm just not gonna go that way. But strengthen your daughter that I not yield to the temptation of Starbucks, because that's a real place for me. Somebody else's place may be fried chicken and pizza and donuts. Starbucks is a real conversation for me. So although I can make coffee at home, that's my business, okay? If I want to go there and they call my name. Figure out what works for you. Know your boundaries. Know your limits. Know your strength and know your weaknesses, okay? A raw food diet does not mean blanched. It don't mean put it in hot water for 5 minutes. It just means raw. The benefits of raw food diets is, one, it strengthens your immune system. It strengthens your immune system, right? Because now the things, that's just the same thing juicing does. It gives you the rawness of the fruits and vegetables without them being tainted with your seasoning salts and your oils and all these other things that you put inside the vegetables, right? Because if somebody was to tell you to take some broccoli and eat it, you done dipped it in butter. You done baptized it in butter. What are you doing? You can't have it because it don't have enough salt on it. You got to have some butter on it, or you got to have some Mrs. Dash on it. You got to have all these things, sodium, that you don't have any structure. So a raw food diet is just what it says, a raw food diet. So I done snatched up about 6 of my sisters at the church, and I done sent them a nice little text message, and I said, good evening, God bless you. And I said, I'm about to help y'all with a detox. Are y'all in? See, they said it was in, and they didn't even ask me what they was in for. And so after I texted them the stipulations about 2 weeks ago, I said, well, the first 5 days, you ain't going to have nothing but raw food. And then a few of them said, I should have asked what it entails before. But you in now. You said you was in, so now you in. So it's raw food diets is going to help strengthen your immune system. 1, it helps with mental clarity and focus. 2, you going to be regular, right? We've talked about this. Making sure you're regular. Okay, we've talked about this, that if you're not regular means having eliminations, proper eliminations, right? Then guess what? That means to tell me something in your body is off track. Okay, something in your body is off track if your body is not eliminating waste as it should, okay? That's a clear indication that I need to get my system back on track. Oftentimes our body sends out warning signals and red flags when something is going on in our system, and we ignore them, right? It could be I'm tired all the time. It could just mean, I'm not regular. It can mean, I'm having these headaches, or, I'm just feeling fatigued, or I'm thirsty a lot. signals and things that people just ignore because they don't know their bodies, right? So part of the things that we're going to teach you in the Wellness Club is identifying you. Okay. I'm not talking about what somebody else is looking like on social media. I'm talking about you. I'm dealing with Shakim and what Shakim needs to have, and Shakim being transparent to say, you know what? I got to go up a notch because I can't be hit or miss and then want results. I can't be on today and then I'm off 3 weeks. And then you in the gym, you done drop 2 drops of sweat and you posting the picture. I'm gonna need you to stop because you ain't did nothing. Okay? We proud you went back, but consistency is what's gonna win this battle. Right? So Miss Cassandra, you got lucky this week. The Lord was with you when I met you with your detox package. You didn't get this wheatgrass, okay? Who else was that I met this week? Tiffany. Yeah, he was with you. But I guess what? I'm going to mail them to you. You're going to get them this week because it's important when you're detoxing your system that you're building up a wall of defense. Drink the wheatgrass. It looks bad, but I promise you it's not that bad. You're just going to have to be in there and you're going to have to be like, okay, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to do this, right? But I'm going to need some help. And if you got to drink it in small portions, all I know is by the end of the day, this need to be gone. And it would benefit you best if you would drink it. Miss Cassandra, I said what I said. It would benefit you best if you would just drink it all at once, right? I would drink this right now, but I don't have no intentions of cleaning my whole house tonight, okay? Because it gives you that kind of energy. I take it in the morning, and I can cater 2-3 events today. I'm good. And it's not gonna give you that crash feeling. Like sometimes y'all go drinking these energy drinks. I don't drink energy drinks. I just know what people tell me. Okay, you go drinking these energy drinks, these Red Bulls and all this other stuff that y'all be drinking, and it gives you this heightened hyper sugar rush, and you up here, right? Caffeine levels are on 3,000. Then at the end of the night, you just crashing because now your body has come down off of this high that's not natural. This energy that's been empowered by all this sugar and all this caffeine has now come down, and now you gotta kind of find your balance here. Okay, this is natural. Wheatgrass is natural. Ginger is natural. Turmeric is natural. So you're not going to get that overwhelming feeling like, woo, I got a sugar high now, I got a caffeine high. No. It's all natural, but it definitely gives you energy. So that's why I told the client before, I was like, don't drink these at night. Please don't. And then she messaged me and she's like the next morning, she was like, hey, chef. She said, it's part of the detox program that I'm supposed to not be able to get any sleep. I said, why are you not sleeping? I said, tell me what you're doing. And she said, oh, well, I drink my juice and I have this. She walked me through her day. And she said, oh, and then, right before I go to bed, I drink my wheatgrass shot. You did what? Oh, okay. Well, that's the reason why you ain't going to bed, because you just drunk wheatgrass shots at night. Who told you to do that? Well, I just figured if I drink it late, I can rest better. It's the total opposite. So don't do it, okay? So don't go sending me no private messages talking about you drink this at night and then you got a problem with the chef, okay? I'm telling you in the morning, get up and drink it, and it will help you function throughout your day, okay? Listen, let's go. So this detox package is ready for you, okay? Let's go. If you are coming to the Wellness Club, you know how to get over here. I'm streaming in the Wellness Club and on Tintswalo's page. Thank you again, Chanel. She's gone for coming in and sharing her information. You all have Chanel information. That's it. So, Miss Cassandra, I will be getting with you for your wheatgrass shots this week. Tiffany, I will be getting with you. So y'all can have all the information you need to have. And Takesha, you can get yours after revival. Don't be trying to sneak up on me in church either. Or drink it before you come in. Okay. So if you're in the area, I told y'all to post a flyer and I'll post it again. We are having revival at church on Thursday. 6025 Mableton Parkway in Mableton, Georgia. I'll post a flyer back up. If you are in the area, come on. Okay. Grab a friend, bring a friend, tell a friend. I'll be there and I'll see y'all there. All right. Y'all know how we do it on this side of the street, right? Nobody has told you they love you today. Know that I love you with the love of the Lord. I'm always praying for you. Continue to pray for us as we continue to do the work of the Father who sent us. Okay. I'll see y'all in the Wellness Club. Have an amazing night. Bye.